Hi, hello, welcome back to another session of social class. I am Kavita here to present new concept from history part. In previous class, we started new lesson from history part, that is unit 2, the extension of the British rule. In previous class, we discussed about how British want to extend their empire in west part of India, so that the war started between Indian rulers and as well as British. We already discussed about the first Anglo-Maratha war and as well as the most important policy, that is subsidiary alliance. It was introduced by Lord Wellesley, and subsidiary alliance conditions. These are all topics we discussed in previous class. Today we are with a new concept from unit 2. In today's session we are going to learn on these main topics. Those are Second Anglo-Maratha War, Third Anglo-Maratha War, Anglo-Sikh Wars, and as well as the most important policy, that is Dalhousie, his policy, Doctrine of Lapse. These are all topics today we discuss in today's session. Let's start our class with Second Anglo-Maratha War. What was the reason for Second Anglo-Maratha War, when it was started, and between whom did the war take? The main cause for the Anglo-Maratha War, the differences among the Marathas family. The clashes took among the Marathas family. It was the main reason for Second Anglo-Maratha War. Between whom did the clashes start? Look at here. The clashes took between Yashwantrao Holkar family and Daulatrao Scindia family. Along with Daulatrao, Peshwe Balaji Rao II. The clashes took between Holkar family versus Scindia family. Along with Scindia family, who given support for Scindia family, Peshwe Balaji Rao II. So it was the main reason for Second Anglo-Maratha War. So that in the year 1802, Yashwantrao Holkar family defeated Scindia family along with the Peshwe Balaji Rao II. Again, once I am repeating here, the main reason for Second Anglo-Maratha War, because of the differences among the Marathas family. It means the clashes started among the Maratha family, so that the war started between Holkar family and Scindia family. Between whom did? Yashwantrao Holkar family versus Daulatrao Scindia family. Along with Daulatrao, Peshwe Balaji Rao II. In the year 1802, Yashwantrao Holkar family defeated Daulatrao Scindia family in the year 1802. Andre 1802 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಶವಂತರಾವ್ ಹೋಲ್ಕರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದೌಲತ್ರಾವ್ ಸಿಂಧಿಯಾ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸೋಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅವಾಗ ಪೇಶ್ವೆ ಬಾಲಾಜಿರಾವ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವಾರ್, ಪೇಶ್ವೆ ಬಾಲಾಜಿರಾವ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ had requested to British because for help. See here, the clashes took between Holkar family and Scindia family. Here Daulatrao has lost the battle. Who won here? Yashwantrao. But Peshwe Balaji Rao II had requested to British because to help. So finally, Lord Wellesley got an opportunity to enter the Maratha family. So basically, Lord Wellesley needed Indian kingdom because he introduced a policy. Which one he policy introduced? Subsidiary alliance. So here, Lord Wellesley given one condition for Peshwe Balaji Rao II. That condition, Peshwa Balajirao II must accepted subsidiary alliance through the Treaty of Bessin. So Lord Wellesley, as per the request of Peshwa Balajirao II, so he got an opportunity to enter the Maratha family, but he given on condition, that condition Peshwa Balajirao II must accepted subsidiary alliance through the which treaty? Treaty of Bessin. But when Peshwa Balajirao II accepted this policy, it was opposed by Maratha families. The Maratha families are Holkar and Gwalior. When Peshwa Balajirao II accepted subsidiary alliance, it was opposed by Holkar and Gwalior. So, finally the war started between Maratha family versus British. So, this war we call Second Anglo-Maratha War. The wars conducted the long years from 1803 to up to 1805. But Second Anglo-Maratha War given the lot of financial conditions on the British East India Company, because the Second Anglo-Maratha War had increased thirstiness about the financial, so that Second Anglo-Maratha War given financial burden on the East India Company, so that Lord Wellesley had resigned for his post and returned to England. Again, once I am repeating here, the war started between British and Marathas. Because of reason, Peshwa Balajirao II accepted subsidiary alliance, but it was opposed by Maratha family. So that the war started between Maratha versus British. But that war given thirstiness increased because its effect on the British East India Company in the field of financial, so that Lord Wellesley had resigned for his post and returned to England. But the Second Anglo-Maratha War ended with the peace. So, this is about Second Anglo-Maratha War. Yes, next move on, another important war, that is Third Anglo-Maratha War. Before that, after end of the Second Anglo-Maratha War, Peshwa Balajirao II was under British. Later on, he got realized himself. Basically, the Maratha families are tried to their best to protect an independence and honor. Basically, they had self-respect, so that they are not ready to under from anyone. So that Peshwa Balajirao II, he want to free from British. Peshwa Balajirao II, he wanted to free from the British, so that Peshwa Balajirao II attacked on Pune. Basically, Pune, it was important residential area of British. Who attacked on Pune? Peshwa Balajirao II. But basically, it was important residential area of British. So, Balajirao II attacked on Pune and burned it. In other part, Nagpur. So, Appa Sahib of Nagpur and Malhar of Holkar family rebelled against British because for Peshwa Balajirao II. Peshwa Balajirao II, he wanted to free himself from the British, so that he attacked on Pune and burnt it. In other side, who against British? Appa Sahib of Nagpur and Malhar of Holkar family rebelled against British because for Peshwa Balajirao II. So that finally the war started between Peshwa Balajirao II versus British, and the main cause here Korangan and Asti. So the main here, the Peshwa Balajirao II attacked on Korangan and Asti. It was the main reason for Third Anglo-Maratha War. So, apart one side, Appa Sahib of Nagpur and Malhar of Holkar family rebelled against British, but they lost. Finally, the war started between Peshwa Balajirao II versus British. So, Because of reason, Peshwa Balajirao II attacked on Korangan and Asti. Finally, even Peshwa Balajirao II lost the battle. Here, the British removed Peshwa post and they installed Pratapa Simha as the king of Satara. ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ವಾರ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆ ಪೇಶ್ವೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಅಬಾಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಗ್ರಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪೇಶ್ವೆ ಬಾಲಾಜಿರಾವ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೈನಲಿ ದೇ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಡ್ ಪ್ರತಾಪ ಸಿಂಹ. ಆ ಪ್ರತಾಪ ಸಿಂಹ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಸತಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವಾಜಿ ವಂಶಸ್ಥನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರತಾಪ ಸಿಂಹನ ಕೂರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ indirectly or directly Maratha family was under British. Again, once I am repeating here, after end of the second Anglo-Maratha war, Peshwa Balajirao II was under British. So basically, Maratha family, they tried to the best to protect an independence and honor. They wanted to free from the British. So that Peshwa Balajirao II, he wanted to free himself from the British, so that he attacked on Pune. But Pune, it was important residential area of British, but it was the burnt by Peshwa Balajirao II. And one side, Appa Sahib of Nagpur and Malhar of Holkar family rebelled against British because for Peshwa Balajirao II. Finally, the war started between Peshwa Balajirao II, but they lost. They rebelled against and later on they lost. But the real war started between Maratha versus British, especially Peshwa Balajirao II versus British. The war started in the year 1817 to 1818. So even Peshwa Balajirao II lost the battle at Korangan and Asti. And finally, the British granted pension amount Balajirao II. Even they abolished Peshwa post. So the British installed Pratapa Simha as the ಅಂದರೆ ವಂಶಸ್ತ್ರ ಆಗಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರತಾಪ ಸಿಂಹನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಶಿವಾಜಿ ವಂಶಸ್ತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಪ್ರತಾಪ ಸಿಂಹನಲ್ಲಿ ಸತಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಮರಾಠಾ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ವಾಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ British. What the expectation, they want to extend their empire up to southwest part of India. Finally, the British won the battle. British won all three Anglo-Maratha wars. What they expectation, they want to extend their empire up to south part of and the western part of India. Finally, they extend their empire in the Maratha region. So this is about third Anglo-Maratha war. Let's next move on another important topic, that is Anglo-Sikh wars. As I told in previous class in introduction, British wanted to extend their empire in southwest part of India and as well as northwest part of India. So almost eastern part of India was controlled by British by the Carnatic Wars, Battle of Plassey and as well as Battle of Buxar. So that they want to extend their empire towards southwestern part of India and as well as northwestern part of India. As per their aim, finally they were successful to extend their empire in southwestern part of India by the capture Anglo-Maratha wars, isn't it? How British were successful to extend their empire towards northwestern part of India by the Anglo-Sikh wars. As per the aim, they extend in west part of India by the Anglo-Maratha wars. Next, towards their aim towards northwestern part of India by the Anglo-Sikh wars. How British were successful to extend their empire in Punjab region, it means northern western part of India by the Anglo-Sikh wars. So the war started between British versus Sikh. Those wars we call Anglo-Sikh wars. So this is about just introduction part of Anglo-Sikh wars. Yes, let us discuss about Anglo-Sikh wars. See here, one of the strong king was died in the year 1839. The king, it is none other than King Ranjit Singh. King Ranjit Singh was the prominent ruler of Punjab or Sikh. So after death of Ranjit Singh in the year 1839, a politically anarchy broke out in Punjab region. Anarchy in the sense politically imbalanced in Punjab region because one of the strong king was died in the year 1839. His name King Ranjit Singh. So that the British wanted to attempt to Punjab region by the Friendship Pact. So ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಶಿಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮೂಲಕ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ಪಂಜಾಬನ್ನೇ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಂತ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ದ ಲೇಟರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ವಾರ್ ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಸಿಖ್, ದೋಸ್ ವಾರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಆಂಗ್ಲೋ ಸಿಖ್ ವಾರ್ಸ್. ದ ವಾರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಇಯರ್ 1845 ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಪಂಜಾಬ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್. ಸೊ they know the dangerous attack from the British, so that the Hindus, the Sikh and Muslims got together to defeat the British. Finally, British won the battle. The war ended with the Treaty Lahore Agreement in the year 1846. So they signed the Lahore Agreement in the year 1846 and real administrative started under the resident, his name the de facto ruler of Punjab. After agreement, the real administrative the started in Punjab region. The British resident became the ruler of Punjab. His name the de facto the ruler of Punjab. So like this, Punjab became the dependent state of East India Company. The later on, in the year 1848, the Sikh opposed administrative from the British. Directly the started to administrative in the Punjab region. It was opposed by Sikh, so that the opposition were led by Chattar Singh Athariwal in the region of Lahore and Mula Raj in the region of Multan. They started to defeat British, but they failed. They lost the battle. Again, British won the battle. The later on, Lord Dalhousie merged the state of Punjab with the British Empire. So like this, Punjab region merged with the British. Finally, the British East India Company, the British were successful the person to extend their empire in the northwestern part of India by the Anglo-Sikh wars. So this is about Anglo-Sikh wars. Next move on another topic. This is the last topic from this lesson, that is Dalhousie and his policy, doctrine of lapse. What is the meaning of doctrine of lapse? Who introduced? Lord Dalhousie came to India as the Governor General of India in the year 1848. Lord Dalhousie arrived to India as the Governor General of India in the year 1848. His aim, Lord Dalhousie had a great aim. That aim we call to integrate Indian princely state with the British Empire. So that he introduced that policy we call doctrine of lapse. Then what is the meaning of lapse? In Kannada we are saying ದತ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹಕ್ಕಿಲೆಂಬ ನೀತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. According to this policy, if any Indian ruler dies without children, that adopted children had no legal right to become the particular princely state. Such a we call a doctrine of lapse. For example, XYZ ruler of India, he died without children. Suppose in case if we had any adopted child, that adopted child had no legal right to become the particular princess state. Suppose in case if the adopted child, that child became the ruler of the particular state, the British had declared war against princess state. So, by this lapse, many Indian princess states came under British rule. The princess states are Satara, Jhansi, Kittur, Jaipur, Udaipur and many other Indian princess states. So, even doctrine of lapse had given to lead the first war of Indian independence or Sipahi war. The Lord Dalhousie that policy had given to lead 1857 revolt. So, that concept we will study in the next class. So, by this topic today we completed a new lesson from history part, that is Unit 2, the extension of the British rule. Thank you and have a great day.